I'm back. Are you ready? Okay, now Zach was peeping in and he guessed that Willie was very absorbed in some task. He leaned over Willie's shoulders and Willie jumped and turned around hurriedly. He tried to hide the picture, but it was too late. Zach had already, I say, he gasped, full of admiration. That's magnificent! Willie shyly flapped the cover over the pad over the drawing. Okay, he said, you must show them. Oh, didn't you hear me calling? I tore my throat out yelling for you. Willie shook his head. Zach, thoughtfully feeling a little stumped for words. Well, Mr. Oakley says that he'd like to converse with you, talk about the time of day, that sort of thing. He's waiting for you now. Is he? Said Willie in surprise, and he picked up his mackintosh. Is it still raining? He asked. It finished an age ago. Hurry up. It might start again. They walked down the path towards the front door. He heard Sammy give an excited bark. Whoop, whoop, from the front room, and then it immediately sounded muffled. Willie shrugged his shoulders and hung his mackintosh on his bed. Oh, do hurry, said Zach, who was standing waiting at the door. Oh, he asked, you go in first. With that, Zach pushed open the door and immediately the whole room erupted into Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear William. The twins, George, their mothers, Lucy, her mother, Tom, were all standing in the front room singing while Sammy sat in the middle and howled, woo! A large banner with Happy Birthday William on it hung above and across the range. On the table stood jellies, fairy cakes, potted meat, chocolate wafers, such wonderful treats. And Zach was the first one to break the ensuing silence. Was it a surprise? It was obvious from William's face, his astounded expression, that he had no idea at all. So this was what a birthday party was like. He had heard people at school talking about them. He looked towards Tom for help. You got to blow the candles out, boy. And if you manage to blow them all out at once, you can make a wish. Willie leaned over and tried to blow them in one go, but no, 6 blew off. Then in the next blow, he got the next 3 candles. They said you can still have a wish when you cut the cake, only you mustn't talk till after you made it and must remain a secret, else it won't come true. Okay, Tom said, stop talking, we'll be waiting here till doomsday. Willie held a knife about the cake, screwed up his face till he had thought of a wish, and then plunged the knife into the icing. They had just sat down when Zach certainly let out a cry. I nearly forgot you haven't seen Willie's picture. Willie's face turned pink. You drawn a picture? Asked Tom. Can we see it? Please. Okay, Willie picked up the cover shyly. George came and stood by his side and gave a low whistle. I told you, didn't I? Zach said. Tom leaned over and peered. It was a copy of the carved eagle on the pulpit. It was magnificent, and around it Willie had added rain so that appeared to be flying against a great wind. That's fine hand you have there, William, said Tom quietly. A fine hand. Willie brushed crimson. They all settled down to eating, while Willie, amidst the chatter and laughter, found himself an object of praise. After tea there were more presents, a jigsaw, a set of colored pencils from Zach, sweets from George, and some cakes from Lucy. She baked them herself, said her mother. Ta, he said awkwardly, and she gave him one of her voluminous smiles. After playing several party games, everyone finally returned home. Tom and Willie stood outside and watched them leaving. They turned back into the sitting room and closed the door. Mr. Tom, said Willie touchingly, his sleeve. It's the best. But he never finished. The excitement and food simply welled up inside him, and he gave a short gasp and vomited all over. He was so touched, he was so overwhelmed, and he was so happy that he was so emotional at that time that he threw up. He choked with emotions. Imagine giving somebody so much of pleasure just by simple acts of kindness and caring and joy, giving joy to someone. It's a beautiful thing to do. I'm sure you all do that all the time. Thank you.